The alien auction was crowded, loud, and cruel. Creatures from across the stars gathered under bright red lights, laughing, shouting, and bidding for living beings locked in cages. Most buyers were rich and heartless, looking for pets, slaves, or experiments. One human stood quietly near the back, his arms crossed, his eyes tired. His name was Cole, a ship mechanic and trader just passing through. He didn't belong there. But something pulled him in that night. Then the room fell. Silent, the announcer raised his hand and shouted, "Now presenting the rarest prize of the night." A metal cage rolled forward on old wheels, creaking loudly. Inside was a girl young, small, fragile. Her skin shimmered like liquid pearls. Changing from blue to green to soft pink, she wasn't wearing chains. But her face showed she had no freedom. She didn't speak, she just sat in the corner of the cage. Arms wrapped around her knees, as the lights above her changed, her skin kept glowing in new colors. Every emotion showed on her skin: fear, shame, sadness, pain. She was like a living mirror of feelings. Her skin changes with her emotions. The announcer said, "A perfect entertainment model or training pet." The crowd laughed and started bidding. The girl's skin turned bright red panic. Then, deep blue hopelessness. Cole looked around, confused and angry. This didn't feel right. But then, something happened. The cage rolled too close to where he was standing, and without thinking, he reached out to steady it. His fingertips touched hers through the cage bars for just 1 second. Her skin flashed gold, not yellow, not orange, pure golden light. The entire room went quiet again. Even the announcer gasped. The girl's eyes widened, and she looked straight at Cole for the first time. Tears filled her glowing eyes, and she whispered, "You." Cole stepped back, confused. What just happened? Someone whispered. She responded to him. Another voice said, "That glow, she's bonded to the human." "Impossible," shouted someone else. "She's not supposed to do that." But the girl didn't look away. Her hand stayed close to the cage wall, hoping he'd touch it again. Her golden skin shimmered with light and warmth like it had never done before. The announcer blinked in shock, then quickly changed his voice. "Well, looks like we have a special moment here. Let's start the bid at double the price." Cole looked at the girl, then at the greedy crowd. He didn't want to be involved, but he couldn't walk away. Something deep inside him told him this wasn't just some alien pet. This girl was alive, scared, and now somehow connected to him. The bidding continued, but then something strange happened. The girl's skin started flashing orange anxiety, then flickered back to gold when Cole met her eyes again. She was reacting to him, not anyone else. And then, without planning it, Cole raised his hand. "I'll pay the full price," he said quietly. Everyone turned toward him in shock. The announcer grinned. "Sold. To the human." No one else dared to challenge the moment. Too strange, too dangerous. Minutes later, the girl was led out of the cage. Chains loose around her wrists, but her steps shaky. Cole met her outside the auction hall, unsure what to say. She stood in front of him, her skin now soft green, nervous but still glowing with a golden undertone. She bowed her head slightly and whispered again, "You touched me." "No one ever touched me like that." Cole cleared his throat. "I didn't mean to. I was just helping." The girl looked up, her eyes shimmering. "You didn't hurt me." He noticed how careful she was with every word, every breath, as if one wrong move would get her punished. "What's your name?" Cole asked gently. The girl hesitated. "I don't have one." He blinked. "No name." "I was called Unit 9, she said, her skin flashing pale blue sadness. Cole shook his head. "That's not a name." He looked around, then slowly said, "We'll find you a real one." The girl looked up, and for the first time, a soft smile touched her lips. Her skin turned the lightest shade of rose gold, warm and gentle. She followed Cole to his ship silently, her steps unsure but hopeful. Inside the ship, she sat quietly in the corner, watching him work, but every time he passed by, her skin turned gold again. Cole didn't fully understand it yet, but something told him this girl had just changed everything, and the galaxy was about to notice. The ship's engine hummed quietly as Cole sat in the pilot's seat, pretending to check controls, but his eyes kept glancing at the corner, where the alien girl sat curled up with her knees to her chest. She hadn't spoken since they left the auction house. Her skin now glowed a soft, silver blue, a color Cole hadn't seen before. Was it sadness, fear, or something else? She was watching him too, silently, her eyes large and curious, but unsure. Every time Cole made a sudden move, her skin flashed pink, then pale green. It was like her body was screaming what she couldn't say in words. She couldn't hide anything, not even the smallest emotion. Cole stood up slowly, grabbed a blanket from the back, and walked toward her. He didn't say anything, just gently placed the blanket beside her. The moment his hand came close, her skin flared golden again, glowing like morning sunlight. He stepped back, careful not to touch her this time. "I don't know your name," he said quietly. The girl looked down. "I told you. I don't have one." "Then I'll give you one," Cole said, thinking. He glanced at her golden skin and whispered, "What about Aura?" The girl blinked, surprised. "Aura." Her lips slowly curled into a small smile, and her skin turned soft pink and gold. She repeated the name in a whisper. Aura. That was the moment she accepted it. Aura, born in a cage, now given a name by a man she barely knew. Hours passed as the ship floated through space, heading toward a nearby planet for supplies. Cole made sandwiches and handed one to Aura. She sniffed it, unsure, then took a careful bite. As she chewed, her skin flashed orange, then green, then yellow. Cole laughed. "You really can't hide how you feel, huh?" Aura looked at him. "Is that bad?" he said. "It's honest." Aura tilted her head. "Others hated it. They said I was broken." Cole shook his head. They were wrong. Later that day, the ship's medic robot Doc 7 came to scan Aura. It beeped and buzzed as it passed a scanner over her body. Then it stopped suddenly, lights flashing red. "Warning. Subject displays rare neural bonding pattern linked to human signature." Cole frowned. "What does that mean?" Doc 7 answered. "She is emotionally synced to you, sir." Touch-triggered neural remapping. Aura looked down, her skin turning purple, blue, confused and scared. "Is something wrong with me?" she asked softly. Doc 7 clicked. "Negative, but her body now prioritizes your presence. You are a stabilizing force." Cole sat down heavily. "So if I leave, her nervous system may collapse from emotional overload." Cole stared at Aura, who was now hugging her knees again. Her skin turned pure white emptiness. He took a deep breath and walked closer, sitting on the floor beside her. "You're not a problem," he said gently. "We'll figure this out." Aura looked at him, her eyes wide. No one ever said that before. Cole gave a tired smile. "Well, first time for everything." The next few days were quiet, but strange. Aura followed Cole silently, always staying within a few feet. When he fixed the engine, she watched him, her skin glowing curious green. When he made jokes, her skin turned warm orange. And one night, when Cole had a nightmare and woke up sweating, he found Aura sitting by his bed, her skin glowing gentle gold. "I felt something was wrong," she whispered. He didn't ask how she knew. He just said, "Thanks," and tried to fall back asleep, but he couldn't stop thinking, who was she really? One afternoon, Aura stood in front of the ship mirror. Watching herself, she touched her skin, watching it shift colors with each thought. Then she whispered, "What am I without him?" She didn't know. Her creators never let her think for herself. They designed her to reflect, never to feel for real. Later, when Cole came near, she didn't turn gold. Instead, her skin shimmered like water silver, blue, and light pink. "Are you okay?" Cole asked. "I don't know," she said quietly. "I feel too much, all the time." Sat down beside her, not touching. "I get that." Aura looked surprised. "You do?" "Yeah," he said. "Humans feel too much, too. We just hide it better." Aura thought about that for a long time, then finally asked, "What happens to me now?" Cole didn't answer right away. He just looked out the ship window and said, "Whatever you want, Aura." And for the first time, she believed him. Her skin turned light blue gold, a mix of calm and hope. In that quiet moment between stars, Aura realized she wasn't just reacting anymore. She was choosing. The ship floated silently through deep space. Stars blinked outside the window, but inside, something else was glowing. Aura, curled up on the co-pilot seat, was shimmering again. Not gold, not blue, not green. This time, it was a strange swirl of purple and gold, fear and trust mixed together, dancing on her skin. Cole had seen it before once. Just once, when she thought he might leave her. Now, she wore that same color again, and it worried him. He leaned forward and asked softly, "Are you feeling okay?" Aura didn't answer. Instead, she closed her eyes and placed her hand on the metal wall. The ship's console lights flickered twice, then glowed bright. Cole stood up quickly. "What did you just do?" Aura looked at her hand, blinking. "I didn't mean to. It just happened." She looked down at her palm, confused. Her skin had shifted to pure white blankness. "I felt the ship breathing," she whispered, "and it felt afraid." Suddenly, the ship's AI voice crackled to life. New neural imprint detected, foreign but stable. Cole frowned. "Neural? What?" The AI repeated. "Subject Aura has linked emotionally to the ship's energy field. A command. Responses now partially influenced by her emotional state." He stared at her, shocked. "You bonded to the ship?" Aura looked up at him with wide eyes. "I didn't try. It just listened to me." Her skin flickered yellow, uncertain and nervous. Cole ran a hand through his hair. "You're not just reacting anymore," he muttered. "You're changing. Just." Then, alarms beeped. A red light blinked on the dashboard. "Unidentified vessel approaching at high speed," the AI warned. "Hostile intent detected." Cole cursed and ran to the pilot's seat. Aura's skin turned a deep red panic. "What do we do?" she asked quickly. "Strap in," Cole said. "Pushing buttons. We're not fighting. We're running." The approaching ship fired a pulse shot, shaking Cole's cruiser hard. Aura grabbed the sides of her seat, her skin glowing blinding gold, and suddenly, without any input, the ship moved faster. Sharper, the controls shifted themselves slightly. Responding to her energy, "Aura, are you doing this?" Cole shouted as the ship dodged another shot. She cried, "I think so. I don't know how. I just feel what it wants to do." Her hands tightened, and the ship flew with speed Cole had never seen before. More blasts came, but the ship danced through them like it had its own instinct. The AI spoke again. Emotional override engaged. Flight path recalculated by bonded lifeform. Cole couldn't believe it. His ship, its machine, was now flying through space using her emotions, and she was guiding it, not breaking it. Not weak, not fragile. She was powerful, but only when she trusted. After several near misses and fast turns, the enemy ship finally disappeared from radar. Aura collapsed into her seat, breathing hard, her skin shifting to light gray exhaustion. Cole ran to her side, catching her before she slipped. Hey, stay with me," he whispered. "You were amazing." Her skin shimmered briefly gold at his touch, then dimmed again. "I didn't know I could do that," she whispered. Cole nodded. Neither did they. Aura looked up. What am I becoming? Later, after she rested, Cole sat beside her with a cup of warm tea. Aura slowly sipped from it, hands still shaking. My body responds to your touch, she said softly. But now, it's doing more. You're evolving, Cole said. Maybe even beyond what your creators planned. Aura looked scared. Is that bad? No, he said. It just means you're not their tool anymore. You're becoming you. Aura blinked, then smiled faintly. Her skin turned soft peach and gold calm and joy. But why does it always happen when you touch me? She asked. Cole paused, looking down, I think. When I touched you in that cage, you felt something no one ever gave you. Kindness. She asked. He nodded. Or maybe choice. She placed her hand gently on the metal floor again. This time, the lights didn't flicker, but a soft hum came from the ship's core. The ship. It feels calm, she said, like it trusts. Cole laughed lightly. Well, welcome to the crew. But behind his smile, Cole was worried. If the enemy ship had tracked them this easily, then others could too. And if Aura kept evolving like this, she wouldn't be safe, because, to the galaxy, she was no longer a slave. She was something new, something they'd want to control or destroy. But for now, she was free, and Cole would make sure she stayed that way, no matter what her skin turned into next. The stars outside looked peaceful, but inside Cole's ship, peace was an illusion. Aura sat by the viewport, her skin glowing pale yellow and ease. Something felt wrong. She didn't know what, but it was coming closer. Cole walked into the cockpit, rubbing sleep from his eyes. Aura, everything okay? She looked over her shoulder. Something's following us. Cole blinked, then checked the radar. It showed nothing, just empty space. He looked at her again. You sure? Aura slowly nodded. It's not a sound, it's a feeling. Her skin flared deep red for a moment danger, then returned to dull yellow. Seconds later, the ship's AI beeped. Unregistered vessel detected at extreme range. Cole froze, staring at the screen. How did she sense it before the sensors? The vessel was moving fast, closing the distance with unnatural speed. It didn't hail them, didn't identify. It just locked onto their trajectory. Aura stepped back, fear rising. Her skin now pulsing purple and red. I know who it is. She whispered. They came for me. Cole's jaw tightened. Who? She closed her eyes, voice shaking. The hunters, the ones who created me. Alarms began to flash. Incoming ship requesting to board. The AI warned. Cole. Switch to manual controls. No way. He turned to Aura. Go to the engine room. Lock yourself in. Don't come out until I say. But she didn't move. I can't hide, she said. They'll find me. Cole reached out to touch her arm, trying to calm her, and the moment his hand met her skin, everything changed. Her skin erupted in gold and crimson light. So bright, it lit up the entire bridge. Rah! The AI stuttered. Energy spike detected. Impossible levels. Cole stepped back, shielding his eyes. Aura's body lifted inches off the floor, her hair floating like in zero gravity. The glow around her pulsed like a heartbeat, loud and alive. I don't want to go back, she said, voice echoing with power. They used me outside. The enemy ship fired a grappling shot, but before it could make contact, a wave of golden energy burst from Aura's chest. The shockwave hit the enemy ship mid-air, sending it spiraling off course. The bridge fell silent. Even the AI paused for a moment. Cole looked at Aura, her body slowly returning to normal. Her feet touching the ground again, she collapsed into his arms, weak and trembling. Her skin turned white with flickers of soft gold. I didn't know I could do that, she whispered. Cole held her carefully. Neither did I. He gently carried her to the med pod. Her breathing shallow, Doc 7. Scanned her body and beeped. Subject used dormant defensibility energy reserves critically low. Cole clenched his fists. She saved them, but she was paying the price. He turned to Doc 7. Can we fix this? Only partial healing available. Subject requires emotional balance to recharge fully. Cole sat by her side, brushing her hair back. I'm not leaving you, he said softly. Not now, not ever. Aura opened her eyes, glowing faintly gold again. You touched me without fear, she said. You always do. He smiled, because I trust you, later, as she rested. Cole searched through the ship's old files. He found classified data images. Names, warnings, Aura wasn't just one of many. She was the only one who had survived long enough to bond with a human. Her species had been labeled unstable, unfit for free society. Not because they were dangerous, but because they felt too much. And now that she was showing signs of evolution of power, they wanted her back. Cole looked at her sleeping form, skin now glowing calm sky blue. They're not getting you, he said under his breath. I'll burn the galaxy down. Before I let them, a day passed. Aura recovered slowly, walking again, laughing softly. But she didn't forget what happened, and neither did Cole. I don't understand why I can do these things, she said one evening. Cole looked at her carefully. Maybe you were made for more than they realized. Aura sat beside him, close. What if I lose control again? Then I'll be there to remind you who you are, he said. You're not a weapon. Aura, you're a person. Her skin turned soft gold again. This time, not from fear or surprise, but from something deeper belonging, and yet, behind that light, something darker was brewing, because while they celebrated survival, the creators were already sending something worse. Not to bring her home, but to erase her forever. The lights in the ship flickered again. It was the third time that hour. Cole adjusted a fuse panel. Muttering, power surge again. Same as last night, but this time it wasn't a broken part. It was Aura. She stood silently in the corner of the engine room. Her arms wrapped tightly around herself. Her skin flashed to fast blue. Gold, red, white, then black. The black scared Cole the most. He had never seen her skin turn pitch black before. Aura didn't speak. She stared at the floor like she couldn't hear him. Her body shook like a leaf in a storm. Cole walked slowly toward her, careful not to touch. Aura, he said softly, you're safe. I'm right here. She flinched, her skin exploding in a wave of red and yellow. I can't stop it. She whispered, the colors won't listen. Her hands gripped her head. Everything is too loud. Too fast, too much. The ship AI buzzed a warning. Emotional energy spike. Reactor systems nearing instability. Cole cursed under his breath. Doc 27. Lock down all non-essential systems. Doc 7 beeped, confirmed. But emotional source must stabilize or damage is likely. Aura dropped to her knees, her breath short and shaky. Cole knelt beside her. Still not touching? I'm here. He said again, you're not alone. I see every feeling inside you, she whispered. Yours, mine, everyone's. Her eyes filled with tears. I was designed to reflect others, but now I feel too much of my own. Her skin glowed bright orange finally black again. Cole couldn't stand it anymore. He reached forward and took her shaking hands in his own. And instantly, her body froze. Her eyes snapped open and the colors stopped. Just gold, warm and steady. You grounded me. She whispered, you are you. Cole said, you're not your creator's puppet anymore. She looked into his eyes, and for the first time, her expression shifted. Not just fear or relief, but longing. I'm afraid if I feel too much, I'll break, she said. Cole nodded. Then I'll help you carry it. They sat like that for a while, hand in hand. The ship grew quiet again, systems stabilizing, but Cole knew this wasn't over. Her power was growing, and she couldn't control it, and now he feared someone else was feeling it too. Later that night, Cole couldn't sleep. He watched old footage from the auction videos he had secretly copied. In one clip, Aura's cage was being dragged out. Behind the camera, someone spoke in a cold voice. If she bonds with anyone, especially a human, the project will be lost. Cole's blood ran cold. They knew what she was capable of, and still they let her be sold. She wasn't just valuable, she was dangerous to their control. Because a girl who feels everything can't be programmed to feel nothing. The next day, Cole found Aura in the hallway. She was standing barefoot, staring out the glass panel into space. Her skin was calm, soft, lavender, and gold. "I had a dream," she said before he could speak. "In it, I wasn't glowing at all. I was just a normal girl." Cole leaned beside her. "How did that feel?" Aura smiled slightly. "Peaceful. But lonely." "Why lonely?" he asked. "Because no one saw me?" She said, "No one felt me." She looked up at him. "Even if I could stop glowing, I don't think I want to." Cole nodded slowly. "Your colors aren't a curse, Aura. They're your voice. But I still lose control," she said. "I could hurt you. You haven't," he replied. "Yet," she whispered, her skin flickering gray-blue. Just then, the radar pinged. Another ship nearby. Cole checked quickly. Not enemy. Just a deep space surveyor. He relaxed, but Aura stood still. Her skin changed again bright scarlet. "That's not a surveyor," she said. "It's a mask." Cole raised shields instantly, seconds later. The surveyor's signal dropped. It turned and came at them full speed. "This is them again," he said. Grabbing the controls, Aura stepped forward, her body glowing brighter and hotter than this time. "I fight too." But Cole grabbed her shoulder. "No." Her skin flared orange-red in protest. "Why?" "'Cause you're not their weapon," he said. "You don't have to burn just to survive." Aura blinked. No one had ever told her she didn't have to fight. They only trained her how to obey or defend or endure. But Cole was offering her a choice. "I don't know how to be anything else," she whispered. Cole smiled. "Then let's figure it out together." She looked down at her hands, the glow shifting slowly. Soft white, then peaceful blue. For the first time, she was learning not just to feel, but to choose what to feel. And that changed everything. The enemy ship drifted silently behind them. Cold, dark, and watching. Cole's ship hovered near a broken moon, hiding behind its crumbling rocks, but Aura sat still in the center of the bridge, her legs folded, eyes closed. She wasn't just hiding, she was listening. Her skin pulsed with waves of soft silver, then deep red, each color rising and falling like the tide. Cole stood beside her, quiet, unsure whether to speak or not. She looked like she was somewhere far away inside herself. Then her lips moved, they're scanning for emotional signatures. Cole blinked. "Emotions. They're using empathy sensors," she whispered. "They can feel when I'm afraid." Cole cursed under his breath. "So fear makes you easier to find." Aura nodded slowly. "They built us to be emotional. So they built weapons that can track that." Her skin darkened to shadow gray. Cole placed a hand on her shoulder, and she instantly lit up with gold again. "I'll shield you with mine," he said. "Let them feel me instead." But Aura opened her eyes, glowing softly. "No," she said. Voice calm. "I don't want to hide anymore." Her hands stretched forward slowly. Hovering above the console, "I want to show them what I've become." Cole stepped back as the ship's lights flickered. Aura's skin blazed with crimson gold fire, her entire body glowing like a second sun. The ship's systems stuttered, then began syncing with her pulse. Lights, engines, even air flow matching her rhythm. It wasn't an attack. It was an awakening. "I feel everything," she said quietly. All their hate, all their fear. And my own, but I don't want to fight them with rage. Cole stood still, breath caught in his throat. Her voice was no longer fragile. It was steady like thunder hiding behind soft clouds. Aura's hair began to float again, the same way it had during the last flare. But this time, she wasn't afraid. She wasn't collapsing. She was choosing. Her true form locked by freedom, not control. Suddenly, the ship outside powered its weapons. Their enemy had found them. Laser cannons aimed directly at Cole's cockpit. Aura stepped forward without flinching. "I won't let you take him," she said aloud. Facing the stars, the enemy fired. Time slowed. Cole tried to reach for the controls, but before he could even move, Aura raised one glowing hand. Her skin turned blinding silver and gold, and an invisible shield expanded from her body. The blast hit but never touched the ship. It hit her barrier and scattered like dust and wind. Cole gasped. "How did you?" Aura turned toward him. Her voice soft but firm. "My emotions don't just control me anymore." She said, "They protect me." The enemy ship sent another volley, this time from the sides. Aura raised both hands, her body spinning slightly in midair. Each pulse of energy struck her emotional field and vanished. The ship's AI spoke. "Warning. Unknown force detected. Vessel now operating at 300% capacity." Cole couldn't believe what he was seeing. She was no longer reacting to emotions. She was wielding them like weapons. Hope became armor. Love became fire. Fear became a wall. The enemy ship hesitated, then backed off slowly. They realized she wasn't the same girl from the cage. She wasn't a prototype anymore. She was reborn, a being with no off switch. Because what powered her was not programming, but choice. Aura floated down slowly, her body glowing warm gold with streaks of violet. Her feet touched the ground gently, and the lights around her dimmed. She turned to Cole, a tired smile on her face. "I think I'm finally me." Cole walked to her, eyes wide. "You just stopped a military ship." With emotion, Aura nodded softly. "It's not just feeling, Cole. It's understanding. I stopped being their creation the day you gave me a name." Cole's chest tightened. He remembered that moment in the auction house, the trembling girl in the cage, her fingers barely brushing his. Now she stood in front of him, strong, glowing, powerful, and still. "Just Aura, but this isn't over," she said, her eyes flickering with warning. "They'll come back with more ships, more weapons." "Bigger ones," Cole nodded. "Then we'll face them together." Aura smiled again. "I don't need to fight for survival anymore. I want to fight for freedom." She looked toward the stars, not with fear, but with fire in her heart. No longer a girl who changed colors with pain. Now a woman who lit up with purpose. And the galaxy had no idea what was coming next. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, but for the first time, Aura wasn't running from them. She stood tall in the observation deck, her body glowing with soft gold and rose-colored light. Peace, warmth, calm emotions she had never known before. She met Cole. Now, they lived inside her like sunlight through glass. Cole entered the room quietly, a cup of tea in one hand. He didn't speak right away, just watched her standing there in silence. Aura turned and smiled gently, her skin shifting into warm pink. "You always bring tea," she said softly. He smiled back. "It helps." They sat down side by side, legs almost touching. "I've been thinking," she said, after a pause. Cole looked over. "About what?" "About me," she whispered. "And what I want to be." Her skin turned soft blue, then quickly golden again. "I was made to reflect others, to show what they feel. But now I feel things no one taught me." Cole nodded slowly. "That's called living." Aura looked down at her hands. "It's scary. It's also beautiful," he replied. "And you're doing it better than most?" Suddenly, the Ship's AI interrupted them. Emergency message received from Galactic Hub. Cole stood up, confused. Put it through. A hologram appeared in front of them, a woman in a black uniform with piercing eyes. This is Commander Vela. Of the Galactic Behavioral Division, she said, cold and emotionless. You are in possession of a bioform classified as unstable and dangerous. Aura's skin shifted instantly to deep red and gore. Cole stepped forward. She's not property, she said calmly. She's not a weapon, not a slave, she's a person. Vela's eyes didn't blink. Surrender her, and we will. Consider leniency. Aura stood slowly, golden light pouring from her skin. I'm not going with you, she said, her voice calm and clear. Commander Vela narrowed her eyes. You were made to obey. Aura stepped closer to the hala, and now I choose not to. The signal cut. Cole clenched his fists. They're coming, aren't they? Aura nodded. Yes. And they're afraid. She looked up at him, her eyes steady. But I'm not. Hours later, the enemy fleet arrived, 3 warships. Fully armed, Cole and Aura stood on the bridge, side by side. They really brought everything, Cole muttered. Aura's skin flickered between pale blue and gold. I'm going to try something, she whispered. But I need you with me. Cole reached for her hand. No hesitation. The moment their fingers touched, her entire body lit up, not just glowing. Shining, her colors swirled like a galaxy gold. Silver, rose, lavender, even green. But one color dominated them all, crimson gold. A color no one had ever recorded before. What's happening? Cole asked softly. Aura turned to him, eyes glowing like twin suns. I'm not just feeling emotions anymore, she said. I'm becoming one. One? What? One whole, she said. No fear, no past, no programming. Just me. She closed her eyes and lifted her hands. Ah. Wave of golden light expanded from the ship in every direction. It wasn't a weapon, it was a message. It carried emotions across space, directly into the hearts of the soldiers on the enemy ships. They felt it: kindness, sorrow, truth, loneliness, freedom. One by one, the warships stopped firing. Pilots removed their headsets, tears in their eyes. Even Commander Vela lowered her weapon, hands shaking. What is this? She whispered. Aura's voice echoed across the communication channel. It's the one thing you could never control, she said. Love. Silence followed. Then the enemy ships turned around. No one gave orders. They just left. Aura collapsed into Cole's arms, exhausted but smiling, her skin still glowing. But soft, now calm and full of life. Cole held her tightly, whispering, You did it. Aura smiled. No. We did it. Later, as they floated silently through space, Cole looked over at her. You could have destroyed them, he said. I know, she replied. But I didn't want to win with pain. Cole nodded. You taught them something. They forgot. Aura tilted her head. Curious. What's that? That even in a galaxy full of machines, wars, and walls, some hearts still remember how to feel. She rested her head against his shoulder. I used to wonder what love looked like, she whispered. Cole smiled. Now you are what it looks like. Her skin shimmered once more. Not red, not blue, not green, but something entirely new. The color of love.